Have you ever wondered what it would be like to walk through the streets of a city from thousands of years ago? Imagine a place where the buildings were made of stone, where people traded goods in busy marketplaces, and where kings and queens ruled from grand palaces. Ancient cities were fascinating places full of life, culture, and history. Let's take a journey back in time to explore these incredible places, discover the treasures they held, and learn about the nature that surrounded them. In ancient times, cities were the centers of civilization. They were places where people gathered to live, work, and trade. Some of the most famous ancient cities include Babylon, Athens, Rome, and Machu Picchu. Each of these cities had its unique characteristics and played an important role in shaping the world we live in today. Babylon, for example, was one of the most important cities of ancient Mesopotamia, located in what is now Iraq. It was famous for its impressive walls and buildings, including the Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These gardens were said to be a series of terraced gardens filled with a variety of trees, shrubs, and vines. They were built by King Nebuchadnezzar II for his wife, who missed the green hills of her homeland. Imagine how beautiful it must have been to see these lush gardens in the middle of the desert. Athens, on the other hand, was a city in ancient Greece known for its contributions to art, philosophy, and democracy. The Parthenon, a temple dedicated to the goddess Athena, still stands on the Acropolis, a rocky hill overlooking the city. The Athenians were skilled in pottery, sculpture, and architecture. They also valued education and encouraged people to think and debate about important issues. Rome, the capital of the Roman Empire, was a bustling city with a population of over 1 million people at its peak. It had impressive buildings like the Colosseum, where gladiators fought for entertainment, and the Forum, where citizens gathered to discuss politics. The Romans were great engineers and built roads, aqueducts, and buildings that still stand today. High in the Andes Mountains of Peru lies Machu Picchu, an ancient city built by the Inca civilization. This city is famous for its stunning location and impressive stone buildings. The Incas were master builders, and they constructed terraces for farming on the steep mountain slopes. These terraces not only provided food, but also helped prevent soil erosion. What treasures did these ancient cities hold? Treasures can mean different things. They can be valuable objects like gold, jewels, and artifacts. They can also be knowledge, culture, and history. Let's uncover some of the treasures these cities held. In Babylon, archaeologists have found clay tablets with some of the earliest forms of writing called cuneiform. These tablets recorded everything from laws to stories, giving us a glimpse into the lives of the Babylonians. One famous artifact from Babylon is the Ishtar Gate, a grand entrance to the city decorated with bright blue bricks and images of dragons and bulls. The city of Athens has given us many treasures in the form of art and ideas. The statues and pottery from ancient Athens are beautiful examples of Greek art. The ideas of famous philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle have influenced the way people think for thousands of years. The concept of democracy, where citizens have a say in their government, began in Athens. Rome was a city of great wealth and power. Many of the treasures from ancient Rome include magnificent buildings, detailed sculptures, and intricate mosaics. The Romans also left behind written records that tell us about their history, politics, and daily life. One interesting treasure from Rome is the Pantheon, a temple with a large dome and an opening at the top that lets in light. It is one of the best preserved buildings from ancient times. Machu Picchu is a treasure in itself because it remained hidden from the outside world for centuries. It was rediscovered in 1911 by an explorer named Hiram Bingham. The city has many fascinating features, including temples, palaces, and fountains. The most famous structure is the Intihuatana stone, which was used by the Incas to track the movements of the sun and mark important dates. But what about the nature surrounding these ancient cities? The environment played a crucial role in the development and survival of these civilizations. Let's explore the natural world that these ancient people lived in. Babylon was located in the Fertile Crescent, an area with rich soil and plenty of water from the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This fertile land allowed the Babylonians to grow crops like wheat, barley, and dates. They also raised animals such as sheep, goats, and cattle. The rivers provided water for drinking, farming, and transportation. Athens is located near the sea, which influenced its culture and economy. The ancient Greeks were skilled sailors and traders. The Mediterranean climate, with its mild, wet winters and hot, dry summers, allowed them to grow olives, grapes, and figs. Olive oil and wine were important products that the Athenians traded with other cities. Rome was built on the banks of the Tiber River, which provided water and a means of transportation. The surrounding region had fertile land for growing crops and raising animals. The Romans also made use of the natural resources around them, such as stone for building and wood from forests. They built an extensive network of roads and aqueducts to bring water to the city from distant sources. Machu Picchu is surrounded by the lush greenery of the Andean cloud forest. The Incas used the natural terraces of the mountains for agriculture, growing crops like maize, potatoes, and quinoa. They also domesticated animals like llamas and alpacas, which provided wool, meat, and transportation. The Incas had a deep respect for nature and worshipped many gods and spirits associated with the natural world. Did you know that some ancient cities had very advanced knowledge of the natural world? The Babylonians, for example, were skilled astronomers. They studied the stars and planets and created detailed star maps. They also developed a calendar based on the cycles of the moon and sun. The ancient Greeks made many discoveries in the fields of science and mathematics. They studied the natural world and tried to understand how it worked. One famous Greek scientist, Archimedes, discovered important principles of physics and engineering. Another, Hippocrates, is known as the father of medicine and established principles that are still used by doctors today. The Romans were also innovative when it came to engineering and technology. They built aqueducts to transport water over long distances, developed concrete for construction, and designed impressive buildings and bridges. Roman engineers even created a system of central heating for some buildings using hot air from a furnace. The Incas had advanced agricultural techniques that allowed them to farm on steep mountain slopes. They built terraces with complex irrigation systems to bring water to their crops. They also developed a way to store and preserve food, which helped them survive in times of drought or bad harvests. As we can see, ancient cities were not only centers of culture and civilization, but also places of great innovation and learning. They left behind many treasures, both material and intellectual, that continue to inspire and teach us today. So what can we learn from these ancient cities? One important lesson is the value of preserving our history and heritage. By studying the remains of these ancient civilizations, we can learn about the people who lived before us, their achievements and their challenges. This knowledge can help us understand our own world better and make informed decisions for the future. Another lesson is the importance of living in harmony with nature. The ancient Babylonians, Greeks, Romans, and Incas all made use of the natural resources around them, but they also understood the need to respect and care for the environment. Today, we face many environmental challenges, and we can look to these ancient civilizations for inspiration on how to live sustainably. Finally, the stories of these ancient cities remind us of the power of human ingenuity and creativity. Despite the many obstacles they faced, these civilizations built remarkable cities, developed advanced technologies, and created beautiful works of art. Their achievements show us what is possible when people work together and use their talents to solve problems and improve their lives. In conclusion, ancient cities were incredible places full of life, culture, and history. They held many treasures, from valuable artifacts to important knowledge. The nature surrounding these cities played a crucial role in their development and survival. By studying these ancient civilizations, we can learn valuable lessons about preserving our history, respecting the environment, and harnessing human creativity. So next time you hear about ancient cities like Babylon, Athens, Rome, or Machu Picchu, think about the people who lived there, the treasures they left behind, and the natural world that supported them. Imagine what it would have been like to walk their streets, explore their buildings, and experience their way of life. The past is a fascinating place, and there is always more to discover. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to walk through the streets of a city